Hello, everyone. Welcome back to today's story. In this episode, as the warm lights glow and the evening rush hums around them, Alex suddenly gathers the courage to confess his feelings for Tuna. What starts as a simple meal turns into a turning point in their lives. But that's not all. After the confession, Alex drives Tuna and baby Henry home. And what he does next under the moonlit sky will melt your heart. From planting flower beds at midnight to promising a future together, this episode shows how love can grow in the most ordinary moments. Stay until the end, because this chapter reveals not just affection, but commitment, sincerity. And don't forget to subscribe to help us reach 10,000 subscribers. Your support means the world to us. The late afternoon sky melts into a deep orange as the sun sinks behind the distant hills, casting long shadows across the village road. Inside the small eatery tucked between two old wooden houses, warm lights flicker against glass bowls and stainless steel pots. The clatter of chopsticks, the easy hum of neighbors chatting, and the savory scent of broth drifting through the air create a cozy atmosphere that feels like home. Tuna wipes her hands on her apron, cheeks still flushed from carrying a basket of ripe custard apples earlier. She sits across from Alex at a tiny wooden table, still not quite sure how she ended up here. One moment, she was walking home on the dusty road. The next, Alex had pulled up in his sleek black car, rolled down the window with that effortless smile, and asked her to get in. Now they're sharing noodles in the busiest eatery in town. Alex leans forward, elbows resting casually on the table, watching her with a softness that makes her heart race. "The broth's good today," he says as he breaks apart a pair of chopsticks. "Try it before it cools." He takes the steaming bowl and places it right in front of her, sliding it carefully as if handling something precious. Tuna tries not to show how her fingers tremble when she lifts the first spoonful. She blows gently and tastes it. "It's amazing," she nods, smiling innocently. Alex's eyes light up like someone just turned on the stars above. "Here," he says, reaching over with his spoon to pick up a little more noodles and vegetables. "Eat this too. You worked so hard today." Before she can react, he lifts the spoon to her lips. A stunned laugh escapes her. "Alex, I can eat on my own," she whispers, glancing around shyly. "I know," he murmurs, leaning closer, voice low and teasing. "But I like feeding you." Her cheeks warm instantly. She opens her mouth anyway, unable to resist the tenderness in his tone. In this moment, nothing else exists. No worries about the farm, no long days under the sun, no old insecurities. Just him, the dim restaurant glow, and the feeling of being truly seen. Outside, someone pauses. Mai, Alex's former classmate, stands frozen by the doorway. Her eyes widen as she watches the scene inside. The way Alex gently wipes the corner of Tuna's mouth with a napkin. The way he leans in protectively, almost possessively, as if the whole world has narrowed to the girl in front of him. Mai's jaw tightens. She whispers under her breath, voice trembling with envy. "I already sent Dewey to warn her. Why isn't she scared?" Her fingernails dig so hard into her palm that a thin line of red appears. She takes one last look at Alex's radiant smile, the smile she once convinced herself belonged to her, and turns sharply, disappearing into the fading crimson light. Inside, completely unaware of Mai's shadow, Alex continues adding herbs to Tuna's bowl, even though she keeps telling him she's full. One more bite, he insists with a playful grin. We still have to pick up Henry. Tuna laughs softly. Alex, I really can't eat anymore. But her eyes sparkle, full of unspoken affection. He hands her a tissue, gently brushing her hair aside. From now on, he says, voice tender and without hesitation, I want to take you and Henry to places much more beautiful than this. She freezes. The sincerity in his eyes makes her breath catch. As long as I have you, she whispers, it's enough. The restaurant feels suddenly too quiet, too intimate. Alex's gaze deepens. He takes a slow breath, as if gathering courage. His fingers tap nervously on the table, something he never does. He's usually calm, confident, always in control. But now, he looks almost shy. Tuna, he says softly. She looks up. He holds her gaze, steady and warm. I've been wanting to tell you something for a long time. Her heartbeat thunders in her ears. Alex reaches across the table, his hand covering hers. I like you. I've liked you for a while now, and I don't want to hide it anymore. The spoon in her hand clatters against the bowl. For a moment, the world stops spinning. Warm restaurant lights soften around them. Conversations fade into a distant blur. All she can hear is the trembling in his voice, the rhythm of her own breathing, and the quiet truth hanging between them. He continues, voice barely above a whisper. I know I'm not perfect. I know my life is messy and complicated. But when I'm with you, everything feels right. Tuna sits speechless, eyes stinging with emotion she didn't expect to feel so suddenly. She grips his hand with both of hers, unable to form words, afraid she might cry if she tries. Alex squeezes her fingers gently. You don't have to answer now. Just let me stay by your side. Let me take care of you and Henry. Let me be part of your world. Her breath shudders. Slowly, she nods. Alex exhales shakily, relief flooding his face. He stands up and moves to her side of the table, kneeling slightly so he's at eye level. Thank you, he whispers. A soft smile slips across her lips, and for the first time in a long time, she feels truly cherished. Later, as they step outside, the village road is already illuminated by the glow of street lamps. The air is cool, filled with the smell of grilled corn and night-blooming flowers. Alex opens the car door for her, hand warm on her back as she climbs in. They drive to Mrs. Tang's house. As soon as the door opens, Henry squeals with joy, reaching out his tiny arms toward his mother. Tuna rushes forward, scooping him up and peppering his cheeks with kisses. Alex watches quietly, the corners of his lips lifting in a gentle, proud smile. Mrs. Tang hands Henry over to him, and Alex immediately presses a tender kiss against the baby's forehead. He doesn't hesitate, doesn't act distant, doesn't treat Henry like a responsibility, only like someone he already loves. Back inside the car, Henry giggles in Tuna's lap as the moon rises above the quiet fields. They reach the farm. Alex lifts Henry into his arms, keeping him warm against his chest. Tuna follows, their hands brushing together as they walk toward the small thatched house that glows softly under the moonlight. Inside, everything feels peaceful, like the beginning of something new. Alex lays Henry in the crib, adjusting his blanket with careful precision. It gets cold at night, Tuna murmurs, watching with a worried gaze. I'll make sure he's warm, Alex replies, brushing his thumb gently across the baby's cheek. Then he steps outside and stands before the empty patch of land in front of the house. What do you want this spot to be? He asks. Tuna joins him, hugging her arms to her chest. Flowers, she says with a shy smile. I want to plant flowers. Alex grins, energized. Perfect. I'll start now. She blinks. But don't you have meetings? Work? He shakes his head, already rolling up his sleeves. Tonight, I only want to be here, with you and our son. Alex reaches for the hoe, leaning against the wall. The moonlight catching the metal edge as he lifts it. The nighttime air is cool, brushing lightly against his skin. But within him burns a quiet determination. Tuna stands behind him with Henry in her arms, watching every movement with a mix of disbelief and overflowing affection. He strikes the soil, steady and strong. Each hit breaks apart another clump of earth, the sound blending with the soft chorus of crickets. Henry babbles happily, waving his tiny arms as if cheering Alex on. The sight makes Alex laugh under his breath, his eyes softening whenever he looks up and sees the two people he cares about most in the world. You really don't have to do this tonight, Tuna murmurs, shifting Henry to her shoulder. Yes, I do. Alex responds without pausing his work. I want you to have everything you dreamed of here. The sincerity in his voice makes her chest tighten. What woman wouldn't fall for a man who could go from a polished CEO negotiating contracts in a suit to someone kneeling in the dirt creating a garden for her at midnight, simply because she said she wanted flowers? Moonlight trickles through the trees, forming silver patterns on the ground. Sweat gathers on Alex's forehead, sliding down the side of his temple. His t-shirt sticks to his back, and his hands, normally so pristine, grow dark with soil. But he never complains. If anything, he seems happy. After a while, Tuna sets Henry back inside the crib and returns with a small towel and a cup of warm ginger water. She kneels beside him, gently dabbing at his forehead. Her hands tremble at how tender he looks up close. You should rest, she whispers. Alex leans into her touch, closing his eyes for a moment. I will, he says, after I finish this row. You left all your work, all your responsibilities, for me, she says, voice cracking slightly. He opens his eyes, lifting a hand to cover hers. Work will always be there, but moments like this, you, Henry, this family we're building, this is the only thing I'm afraid to miss. Tuna feels tears spill over before she can stop them. She quickly wipes them with the back of her hand, but Alex notices. Without speaking, he pulls her gently into his arms. Dirt, sweat, tired muscles, none of it matters. He holds her like she is the softest thing in the world. Don't cry, he whispers into her hair. You deserve happiness, and I'm going to protect it. She buries her face against his chest, letting herself breathe in slowly, letting herself believe that maybe, just maybe, she finally belongs somewhere. When she pulls away, she takes the hoe from him. Let me help, she says softly. Alex shakes his head immediately, almost panicked. Your hands are too delicate. You'll get blisters. She laughs through her tears. My hands have picked vegetables, hauled baskets, washed piles of clothes. I'm tougher than I look. Alex takes a moment, studying her face under the moonlight. Her eyes shimmer like still water. Her cheeks glow softly. Every part of her is beautiful, but what moves him most is her strength. How she always keeps going no matter what life throws at her. All right, he finally concedes, placing his hand over hers on the handle. But we'll do it together. Side by side, they press the tool into the ground. He guides her movements, steadying her grip. She laughs when the soil splatters onto her clothes. This is harder than it looks, she admits. You're doing great, he says, voice colored with admiration. Henry wakes briefly, letting out a gentle cry, and Tuna rushes to pick him up. Alex watches her sway back and forth, humming softly while the baby nestles into her shoulder. Something inside him stirs, a deep, overwhelming certainty that this is the life he wants. Not boardrooms, not power meetings, not spotless offices, but this farm, this tiny home, this woman, this child. He finishes shaping the last flower bed before wiping his hands on his pants. Tuna returns, Henry now sleeping peacefully in her arms, his little head tucked into her neck. Come here, Alex calls softly. She walks over, steps light, trying not to wake the baby. Alex points proudly at the neat, even rows he made. When the flowers bloom, he says, voice tired but full of hope, the whole farm will look different. It'll feel alive, like a real home. Tuna kneels down beside the beds, running her fingers over the cool soil. The lines are straight, the spacing perfect. Alex truly put his heart into each strike. She looks back at him, overwhelmed. Thank you, she whispers. Alex crouches beside her, brushing her hair behind her ear. Tuna, he says gently, you never have to thank me for loving you. She freezes at the words. Slowly, she sits back, holding Henry close to her chest. Her lips part slightly, her heartbeat racing. Alex, she murmurs, unsure how to respond. But Alex shakes his head before she can say more. You don't have to rush, he reassures her. You don't have to say anything until you're ready. Just know that I'm here, and I'm not going anywhere. Tuna's eyes fill again. She leans her head on his shoulder, silent tears falling. Soft, grateful, overwhelmed tears. Alex slips his arm around her, drawing her closer, careful not to disturb Henry. They stay like that for a long time, under the vast sky dotted with stars. The farm lies quiet around them, the scent of fresh earth mingling with faint hints of baby milk on Henry's blanket. A gentle wind sweeps across the field, ruffling Alex's hair and tugging at Tuna's loose strands. Nothing about the moment is grand or extravagant. There are no dramatic speeches, no expensive displays of wealth. Just two people, one tiny baby, and a small patch of land ready for planting. Yet somehow, it feels like the beginning of something extraordinary. Alex, Tuna finally whispers, her voice trembling slightly. Your confession earlier, I didn't know what to say because I never thought someone like you would want someone like me. She looks down, blinking back more tears. Besides, he adds, lifting her chin gently, Henry loves you. That alone tells me you're special. She lets out a soft laugh, wiping her cheeks. Alex cups her face with both hands, his thumbs brushing her skin tenderly. I meant what I said at the restaurant, he murmurs. I like you. I want to stay by your side. Just let me. Tuna swallows hard, then nods slowly. Once, then again. Okay, she whispers. Relief floods Alex's face. He leans forward and rests his forehead against hers, closing his eyes. For a while they stay that way, breathing the same quiet night air, sharing the same fragile happiness